Hey Boo Hey, welcome back to another video. Today we're gonna play in some new makeup. I switched out my drawer for the season and I have not done a video yet playing in new makeup. So figured today would be the day. We've got some stuff from Amazon. We've got some stuff that I ordered from Shop Miss A. We've got a whole bunch of stuff. A few things from Ipsy that I think I might try in this video. We'll kind of see where the look takes us, where the vibes let us flow. So if you like these kind of videos, be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Also hit the notification bell so you do not miss when I upload, because sometimes your girl just be popping up. Make sure to do that for sure. And we're gonna go ahead and get into it. First I need to put something on my lips. I don't even understand, like I have no gloss, no lip treatments, like nothing on this desk. I don't understand. So I need to put that on my to buy list. I'm just gonna use this NYX Butter Gloss. This is in the shade Praline, just so I can have something on my lips for right now. Because honey, they are dry. Like, the first thing that we've got is this Thank Me Later primer. This is a face primer, mattifying, pore minimizing, that I got from Amazon. If I could get this open. Just like any other primer, it says before applying makeup, gently apply a small amount of primer to the face. It looks like it is made in South Korea. Yeah, so that's what we're looking like there. Nice squeeze bottle. It does have a few languages on the front, but none of them look to be Korean. It looks like it might be French and Spanish. It's got a bit of a pink tint to it, and it does feel almost a mix between a mousse and a cream. Let's see. I'm hoping it doesn't leave a white cast. Ooh, it does have a smell to it. I don't care for that, but let's see if it stays. Yeah, it does give like a slight cast, but not much. But it does look like it's mattifying, which is what I definitely need. It does rub in really nice, and it kind of leaves almost like a powder finish. Like that's kind of like what it's feeling like on my face. So that's pretty nice. But yeah, it did mattify. No more white cast. It rubbed in really, really well. Thank God for that, because I don't need those kind of problems in my life for sure. I'm going to go in with a foundation that I know how it works. That way, you know, I can discover whether or not it is the primer or not. But before I get into that, I'm going to go ahead and do brows. I'm still using the same NYX brow product because I have really been enjoying this. The only con I would say is that a lot does come out on the brush, and so it takes a second for them to dry. So something to kind of keep in mind if you are planning on picking this up. Since the brows take a second for that to dry down, we're going to go in with this eye primer that I got from AOA Studios, aka Shop Miss A. This is like one of their brands. This really reminds me of the P. Louise in regards to like the packaging. I've never tried the P. Louise, so I can't tell you how it performs in regards to like wear, any of that kind of stuff, but definitely with the packaging. It is a bit of like a little yellow. Ooh, I'm trying to see if that'll pick it up because it's just washing it out. I don't think it's going to pick it up, but it does have a bit of a tan to it. Like it's not stark white. It's almost a little bit beige. It is going on really nice. Now that I've set my eyes, I'm going to go in with the Morphe Rose to Fame Artistry Palette. I actually got this off of Amazon. I've looked on Ulta's website, I almost said Sephora, Ulta's website a few times, and this one I have not seen on there. Like, I don't exactly know why it's not on there, but I'm pretty sure I've seen it in store. There we go. That's like the most true to color. But I think it's a super cute, like, rosy palette, especially for this time of year. Like, deep rosy, so let's see what we can come up with. Before I do that, actually, I think my brows are dry enough. So, I've been using the LA Girl Shady Brow Pencil. It is very affordable, but I don't particularly care for it. I definitely have brow pencils that I like more. And so this is not one that I plan on repurchasing in the least, because I just feel like it doesn't go on very evenly. I feel like it just takes a second for things to just kind of show up, and it's broken a couple of times. Like, that's one thing that I don't like, is like the ones that are so, maybe waxy is the right word, that they just break, you know. And we are living in a world where things are not cheap. So I'm trying to get all of my money that I can from every product that I use. So when it's breaking, that's a waste of my money, regardless of how inexpensive it is. I'm going to go in with the Naked Quickie Concealer to shape out my brows. Now we're going to go ahead and go back into the Morphe palette. I'm going to take this shade right here, which is called Spoiler Alert, and kind of just rub that through the crease / orbiter bone. It does show up pretty light, but just one dab in there, it does actually show up. So that's awesome. And I'm now going to go in with this color right here, which is Trust Fund Issues. And I'm going to take it on the same brush and take it right underneath that one. That one did show up more, but these are pretty light. So it is going to take some building up. It's very light, very feminine. I don't know if that makes any sense, but that's what it's giving me. It's like a very frolic in the woods, daisies kind of feel. Maybe not woods, but more like daisy kind of situation. I'm going to go back in with that first shade just to make sure that we don't lose that and that it blends in really well with the second shade. I'm going to take a little bit of a different brush, and I'm going to go into this deep rosy brown, and that is Aristocratic Aura. And I am going to take that in the outer section. Now that one shows up. That one is not one that I think I'm going to really have to blend much in regards to going back into the palette. And I'm just taking whatever's left on the brush right through the crease. I do want to darken that up a little bit and blend it into the other shades. These are blending out really well, I will say that much, but it is taking a little bit to kind of build them up so that you get the pigment. I'm going to go in with this foil shade because I really want to see what this looks like. And this is Rose to Fame is what it's called. That is what it looks like on my finger. It is really smooth, especially on the eye. Like, I'm not feeling like any chunkiness, any pulling, anything like that. It is also pretty, like, vibrant. It is taking me a couple of times of going into the shade to get the kind of payoff that I'm looking for. But it definitely has, like, that foiled kind of vibe to it. I do like that shade. I think it's super pretty. Again, overall, this palette is really feminine. That's just like the vibe that it's giving me. It's just feminine. And then I'm going to take the brown and just blend out the edges. We're not doing like a real cut crease or anything, so I like to blend out the edges. And then going back in with a little bit of that brown, but I'm also going to mix it in with that second color just to make sure that it's blended into each other really well. I cleaned up my eyes, my face, kind of carved it out just a little bit more. The foil shade does have some fallout, so just keep that in mind when you do purchase this palette, or maybe even any of the other ones, because I know that they have quite a few selections on that. It might be wise to do eyes first, unless you're like a pro. Like, I'm not very good at cleaning up after, so I always do my eyes first. There's usually some sparkle somewhere on my face, so I just don't even like deal with it. I'm using the Makeup Forever foundation. It is still too light for me, so I'm going to mix in the Color Stay from Maybelline. This is just a nice little hack that I use because I got quite a bit of shade this summer and I didn't want to go out and buy all new foundations. So I just bought a couple of deeper shade foundations. I wasn't sure how deep I was going to get. And so I just mixed them together and it seems to be working out really well for me. A few times I've had it be a little bit more cool toned than I had anticipated, but overall it's worked out really well. Foundation's been applied as well as my Mario bronzing contour stick. I got this blush. It is from Paw called Plush Blush. It's a gel liquid blush. It's super cute packaging. Like, it looks like it is fingernail polish almost. Ooh, and I almost dropped it. And it even has like the applicator for fingernail polish. So I'm going to try this out and see how I feel about this. I don't know if it'll dry quickly, so I want to make sure to get a brush ready just in case. Use my Sephora. And I don't know how pigmented it is, so we're going to go in with just 3 drops. It kind of has a smell to it, but it's not a bad smell. That's pretty cute. I can still see it. It is like light, so I'm gonna add a little bit more. It is really pigmented in regards to like putting the drops on, but I feel like it almost blended away a little bit. Okay, that's cute. I don't know if you can see that, but it does have a little bit of a glow to it for sure, which I typically am not a huge fan of a glow because of my oily skin, but I really don't mind this color. I went in with 5 dots from the beginning. That way I didn't have to go back in. Yeah, I don't mind that shade. I'm definitely gonna have to powder it though, just to get rid of some of that glow, because I could see that getting really oily really quickly onto my skin, and ain't nobody got time for that. So I'm gonna go in with my concealer. And again, this is the Naked Quickie Concealer. The brush on the Naked Concealer does blend it out well, and it keeps most of that coverage, but it does not blend it into the blush very well. So I just took my fingers and blended it in because there was definitely like a hard line, and anybody got time for that? We're not doing that. But now that I've done that with my finger, it actually looks really nice. I'm gonna go ahead and powder my face with just the regular powders that I have been using, and then I'll be right back. I am enjoying how this base is looking. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, I am truly enjoying how this looks. Like, this looks really good. I'm gonna go ahead and go in with a powder bronzer. This is just my Mented bronzer. I've had this in my collection for quite some time, and I want to bring a little bit of the warmth back into my face, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that really quickly here. We're gonna go back to the eyes, and I'm gonna put on some liner. This is just the Perversion liner that I've had in my collection. It's got a couple new products here. So this is the lash primer from Shop Miss A, and then I've got the Revolution lash wrap. I love me a tubing mascara. Like, that is the only mascara that works for me, are the tubing mascaras, because I have just such oily eyelids, and honestly I think some of it's also just like my face shape, and so I just find that those ones don't transfer. I have no problems with them. Now I have to figure out how to get this open, so please stay tuned. And the lash primer took a second for me to get it open. Like, I literally had to use my teeth, and I got time for that. Like, we don't have time for these kind of things. The wand is almost more of a triangle. It is thicker at the bottom than it is at the top, but I'm super excited to use this. I just had my mirror. There we go. Let's see here. I can't say that it's really depositing anything. Like, I can smell it, but I don't really see it. It takes several like run-throughs before you can actually see it on your lashes. Don't like that. Don't like that at all. It's almost like all of the product is actually at the end, and so you have to like deposit the product with the end of it and then brush it through with the rest of it. So I'm going to keep trying that out, but first impressions, I don't really care for that. Like, I want it evenly dispersed throughout the brush so that I don't have to go through my lashes so many times to get some product deposited on my lashes. Now I'm going to go in with the lash wrap from Revolution. This one has more of the plastic applicator on it, which I actually don't mind. I am not partial to either one in regards to the plastic or like the fabric brushes, I guess. I don't know what else they would be, but let's see how this does. It's giving more of like a natural lash look, which I don't mind. I definitely think this would be a good one with falsies. I think it'll blend in really, really well with them, and it is covering up the white well. Like, I'm not seeing any of the white peek through. It's taking quite a few brushes though. Yeah, I don't mind that. This mascara feels like it's in that sweet spot. And I don't know if you know what I'm talking about, but it's kind of like if you get a super wet mascara and you let it dry out for a couple weeks. And I don't mean like dry out, but like you've used it and like the air's gotten in there and like it's just made it easier to apply, but not so dry and hard that you can't get anything off of the brush. I feel like this one's kind of in that spot. I've got a little bit of transfer, but again, some of that's just like my face shape right here, but overall it's not transferring while it's drying underneath my eyes or on top of my eye, which is a big thing for me. So yeah, this is kind of like in that sweet spot. I'll be interested how it navigates as I continue to use it. Hopefully it doesn't dry out too fast. Usually those kind of things that start off in that sweet spot can dry out really fast. So I'm hoping that that is not the case, but I like that. I've got a couple rogue lashes over here. Such is life, let me tell you. I also ordered a couple of lips from AOI Studio. I feel like this one's probably going to be the best color for what we've got going on. But I also have this one from e.l.f. that I kind of want to try. And this is called Dirty Talk. Okay, yeah, this is definitely more of a mauve tone, which I think is going to go, but I need a brown lip liner with this. I'm going to go in with this lip liner from City Chic. I've had this for a while and really don't use it. I think I got it at like, I don't know, Dollar Tree, something like that. It's a little light, and it's settling into the lines on my lip. I don't like when that happens either. I'm going to go over the liner with the Becca. I'm going to add a little bit of the brown. I don't like the feel of that lipstick. I don't know. There's something about it that I don't particularly care for. Like, I don't know that I can explain it in a good way. The last item that I'm going to go in with, I believe it's going to be the last before I spray my face, is this Evergreen Cheek Stick, Face Defining Stick. It is really rosy, and so I think it's going to be like a good highlighter. There we go. So I am going to put a little bit here, because it definitely matches the vibes of this rosy toned look we're going for. Yeah, it's definitely got a little bit of that highlighter thing going on. At least that's how I would use it. I can't imagine putting this all over my cheek. But as a highlighter, I don't mind it. It is tacky. This is a brand that I don't know that you'd be able to like find in stores. They probably just have like their own little website. And I don't mind that. That's actually kind of cute. I'm going to put a little bit on my nose. Just a dot. Kind of blend that out. I'm gonna go ahead and spray my face, and I might take my hair out of this. I don't know yet. We'll see. Okay, so clearly I decided to take my hair out, and this is what we're looking like. Definitely think it just brings everything together. It's amazing how just doing your hair, even if it's a cheat code where you have it braided back and take it out and just like let it be, makes a difference in your makeup and how you feel. Because I'm a big bring it all together kind of girly. Like, yeah. So anyways, just going back kind of through a couple of things. The primer, I'm still liking the primer. The smell that it had at the beginning, I cannot smell it, as well as the blush. Don't smell any of that. Everything feels really lightweight on the face. Like, it doesn't feel like I have anything on. The only thing that I do feel is that lipstick from e.l.f. I don't think that I like that. I don't think that that's like a formula that I'm into. I might try it like another couple of times to just kind of see if, you know, maybe putting on the lip gloss first kind of affected it, or wiping it off with a makeup wipe probably made my lips a little bit drier than I typically would like. But overall, I don't think that I care for it. It does look like it's not settling into my lines. So maybe it just takes a second for it to kind of like, I don't want to say dry down because it's not a matte lipstick, but kind of like warm up to your skin. The highlighter, I typically don't do highlighter because I have oily skin, but I'm feeling it. I like how that turned out. I'll continue to play around with the lash primer and kind of see if I can get that a little bit more even in regards to how it comes out on the applicator. But everything else, I think, looks good. So let me know your thoughts down below if you'll be picking up any of these products, anything like that. I'll keep using them and then probably feature them in an updates video. I don't want to say anytime soon because I definitely want to get a good thought about the things before I tell you yay or nay. So let me know your thoughts down below. I love you guys, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.